Welcome to the Corona post-show. Stop 3 on the championship tour touches down in Supertubos, Peniche, Portugal. It's the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, presented by Corona. An opening day of our waiting period got us underway here. We're pretty stoked to fire things up, and it's been an enjoyable day of competition. Loads of talking points, a bit of drama as well. And obviously, some great surfing and action out in the water. Here to talk you through and kind of pick over the bones, sucking the marrow from the bones of a tasty day of competition. Joining myself, Paul Evans. Yep. You like that one, mate? Strider Wazalewski, Jesse Mendez. How are we feeling, chaps?
Feeling really good. We got a round out of the way. We had seen some incredible surfing and a little bit of some drama in the tower.
Definitely a lot of drama. Some big names that went down that you don't expect. A lot of people speak for this event as well. They're going to the repechage.
And just in terms of overall performances as well, it's sort of par for the course what we expect. A little bit of everything out here. That's kind of what we get at Supertubos. Some tubes, some air, some power turns. And we like that kind of performance salad.
No doubt. It kind of brings... everyone has to have every A game here possible because you're going to get onshore, offshore, big barrels, small waves, and yeah, it's kind of how it rolls. Yeah,
I loved seeing the above the lip game too. Kayo throwing down a big frontside air, it's landing in a heavy spot in the wave. So I feel like, you know, everybody's kind of rising to the occasion, but they're not getting ahead of themselves. You can see all these players that haven't gotten results yet trying to subdue their emotions.
Well, we mentioned a little bit of drama going down. Let's remind ourselves what happened in our third heat of the day. We saw Griffin, Pinto, of course, a past winner out here, someone that's gone perfect 10 as well 2 years ago. And Griffin Pinto, bit of an error in terms of this one because it didn't go his way and it unraveled right at the end here, Strider.
Yeah, it just didn't need to happen. I mean, you know, Griffin looking good, was doing just fine in the heat, was coming through, wasn't forcing things. Nice, clean surfing out of the Californian. It didn't seem like he needed to really put himself in the position that he did in this heat in the end.
Yeah, and sometimes like you're so laser focused that you forget, like you just have that tunnel vision and you don't see what's happening around because it's kind of an obvious call right there for him. Probably not to go on that last wave, and ended up that he got an interference and he was in a cruisy spot like you mentioned, Stride, and just ended up getting stuck there after and going to the repechage. But overall, it just looks solid, mostly not having the greatest start, but just solid surfing, clean. And this is what I was talking about, like paddle for the first wave. I don't know, doesn't realize he lost priority and just dropped in on Callum.
Hardest part about that situation is Callum wasn't even gonna make the wave, really. He was outside of the section. So that was a judgment call by the 5 guys upstairs.
Yep.
It's always going to be tough to get through with just one number. Pinto penalized for that infraction, and he'll find himself surfing in the elimination round. Great news for Matias Canhoto. Got his way through by virtue of that interference, and he'll be stoked to be avoiding that elimination round. And we've seen it happen here before at Supertubos. Those priority calls. Callum Robson, well, he realised that priority had changed. Griffin Pinto didn't.
How stoked is the 16-year-old?
Oh, mate. Loving it.
Oh, man.
A little walkthrough.
Good
That's
for
awesome.
him, you know? Why not?
It's part of the stuff that we expect to see here at Supertubos. Other things we expect to see, big performances from the likes of Gabriel Medina. We expect to see all sorts of drama go down. Let's remind ourselves what happened in heat number 10. It was a great looking heat. Leo Fioravanti represent Italy. Gabriel in the water, also Ramzi Bukiam.
Yeah, it was like the beginning, like just the separation on points with Sammy with that huge alley-oop, just perfect landing, very clean into the transition, and he backed it up right away with that 8-point ride. Just solid surfing. He just kind of disappeared on that heat and kind of left just to a 2-man heat in the end.
He looked so clean though. That one left just really put him over the top, and then it was time for Leo to do some damage. You should have seen Stephen Bell running around like a nervous father on the competitor's deck. It was quite entertaining.
Yeah, and Gabriel just always kind of running behind the 8-ball, like just always a little bit stuck on the landing, landing a little bit into the flat, and once actually he put a good wave together, it was almost a little bit too late, which was that left, nice first reverse. The wave didn't have too much potential. He made the most of it, but a little bit too late.
And we were speculating about whether Gabriel would be able to sort of carry over that form and that mojo from surfing in the ISA World Games. Well, he wasn't able to in that heat and struggled a bit, improved his numbers towards the end of that one, but it was nowhere near enough. Well done to Samuel Pupo, who was entertaining, and he mentioned he likes it when he's in a situation where he needs to perform. He gets his back against the wall and he fires up. And that's exactly what he did out there. That was a really entertaining clash to see go down. In the meantime, let's go and hear from our surfer representing Portugal and stoking out the local crowd. Fred Moraes is with AJ.
That's right, Kikish, the hometown hero here. It's so exciting to win a heat for you here at home. And it's so cool because first thing that when you come up from the beach, Connor O'Leary says, man, you made that look so fun. How did you do that?
It was hard work. It's not as easy as it looks. Definitely from up here, it looks way better than when you get to the bottom of the sand and you're just like looking, you're like, there's a lot of bump. But yeah, there's a couple waves. I had fun, found 2 good scores and made it to the next round. So yeah, happy.
Let's talk about that 717 that you had. How did you find that and work each section so well?
I was just looking for a cleaner wave. There's a lot of bump, so if you find 2 sections with no bump, that's your go-to wave kind of out here. And yeah, I knew I just needed 2 big turns, and that was what I was looking for, and yeah, got the score.
And you have a lot of friends and fans down here on the beach, but for those of them watching at home, o que significa ganhar uma bateria aqui em casa?
É ótimo ganhar aqui esta primeira ronda. É uma passagem importante, especialmente agora que no Elimination Round estão nomes muito bons, vão ser 4 baterias muito disputadas. E pronto, ter aqui o apoio, estar aqui em Portugal, família, amigos, fãs, é incrível.
Parabéns, congratulations. See you in the round of 32.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, AJ. When Federico smiles, Portugal smiles right back at him straight
The
up.
Prince, isn't he? He just loves it. He's eating up that hometown vibe and that feeling. You know, if you don't get a win here, or in a heat, you just feel like you're letting everybody down. But you can see he's relieved.
Yes, of course. And it's a special moment when you're performing in front of your home crowd. And yeah, he's had a great heat in tough conditions. Good for him.
It can go either way. It can load extra pressure onto some people. It can actually make other people more relaxed. Federico makes it very relaxed indeed right now. He can put his feet up, doesn't need to get involved in the elimination round. And we're looking forward to see how deep he can go into his hometown event. Of course, when we come to Supertubos, we're expecting big barrels to get big numbers. But that's not the only way of doing it here. Taking to the air as well, it does pay big points, dividends. Let's check out our wave of the day and remind ourselves of a massive aerial maneuver. Went down from a guy who had so much fire from his Hawaiian season, and he just kept the ball rolling. A massive 8 for Jack Robinson.
He just brought the fire through that breathing technique. I mean, he sucked all the air out of the lineup. I mean, look at that. He's just elevated 6 feet above the lip right there. And I mean, in the control of the surfboard, Jesse, when you're doing that maneuver, there's nothing easy about that.
It's impressive. You see halfway through, he puts the board very flat, so it's actually going to help him and support the landing. And when you're doing those turns, you have so much momentum going through, but the landing right there was completely stop motion. He was against the water, and I don't know how to stick there.
Yeah, beautiful work.
He certainly looks like someone who's very much just comfortable with kind of his station in life where he is at the moment, where everything's going for him, career, family, all that stuff, the key ingredients coming together. He's pretty stoked. Wave of the day from him here in Portugal with that big, massive alley-oop. That was really entertaining stuff. Part of the reason why we ran through today was because of what we're looking coming at us, and we reckon we got a bit of weather coming. How many times have we checked the Surfline forecast today, guys?
Probably 14,000.
Okay.
I've definitely
Let's have another look.
I've been looking at that thing every second, but you can see the big storm coming in. There's a big front coming with it. We've got heavy westerly winds, so you got heavy storm coming in. We're going to be buckling down and tying down the site, Jesse, because we are going to be in for a few days.
And that's the advantage of those that didn't go to the elimination round, because they're going to be sleeping on that for a few days. So the other ones have a little bit of an advantage, but as you see right here, very big surf, but just onshore conditions throughout tomorrow all the way through Sunday. Maybe we're going to clean up a little bit better on Sunday, and then Monday on seems to be cleaner. We have a great window for the end of it.
Might be offshore in the afternoon on Thursday, but will we come and look at it?
I love your positivity. It's one of the things I love about you, Strider, is your
Gotta find
positivity,
something
mate.
in there, right? I mean, it did say offshore.
So let's see what happens in terms of conditions unfolding. Of course, those next 4 days, we're pretty confident about that. Further out, it has been a situation that has been in flux, but we reckon we're probably battening down the hatches for a couple of days, maybe getting in that steam room, that Turkish steam room,
It's
maybe
going to
in
be
the sauna.
firing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We're hoping for the best.
We're hoping for the best, and we are looking confident about next week and improving conditions. But for a couple of days, we reckon we might be off. Let's remind ourselves of some highlight moments of the day and what's been going down here. It's time for our top 5 moments of the day. Some clutch performances, some surfers really stepping up when it matters most. Not a long way from the cut line. And surfers very aware of where they are and where they want to be. And Eli Hanneman was someone who was in a bit of a corner throughout his heat. He spent a long time chasing the number down here. He was just getting throwaways and throwaways, and then he found this.
Yeah, a little tube time. It's just some rail work. I think that, he worked really hard in this heat, and he actually paddled, caught a wave, and repositioned himself, changed his luck, and then got himself into the driver's seat.
A really important wave for Eli Hanneman. This guy, Johan Duroux, out of France, he's just qualified for the Olympics, and he tore this heat apart on the backhand, Jesse.
Yeah, the opposite of what Strider said. Like, Eli had to kind of manage and bring his luck to himself, and Johan Duroux was just sitting by himself the whole heat and finding amazing rides. Like, the tallest waves we've seen all day, he was riding it and just doing solid surfing and got rewarded amazing scores.
A great result for Duroux. Clutch moments in clutch heats. John Florence looked very relaxed coming into this heat. He didn't look very relaxed at the end of it. He needed a number. Guess what? He got it, Strider.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I think there was 10 seconds left on the clock when he caught this wave. He needed a 3.1. I think he got a 3.5. It wasn't much, but he did it.
Talk about surfers with a well-rounded skill set, Jesse. Samuel Pupa, you could never count him out, and this was a huge maneuver for him.
Yeah, he feels so comfortable here. Amazing transition, alley-oop right there, landing in the lip and just keeping that momentum. So easy to fall backwards in those situations. And a good surfing for him.
Well, no major surprise. Our number 1 moment is our wave of the day. A massive alley-oop from Jack Robinson.
Yeah, stomping it. Lucky to break the board going through the roof right there. Really easy too, but I mean, beautiful work. In the moment, I feel like that's the best way to describe Jack Robinson and his surfing. He is really tapped into what's happening right now in that moment, and I think that it's going to play through for him. He just needs to stay in that headspace.
Well, that was a fun day of competition. We didn't get to see the women, Jesse, but, when we come back and we do see them, there's so many good storylines. It feels like there's going to be a lot of anticipation waiting to see those women perform out here.
Yeah, the women's are frothing to go surfing, actually. Like, I was seeing them, they're already getting, the competition area was starting to get kind of packed right there with them. And when they call it off, they're like, oh, we're off. And they're like, kind of almost have to get their energy out because they're ready to go.
Yeah, they get fired up. And I saw Simmers run down there ready. Like, she was like looking around and the smile on her face. So I feel like they all want to carry over what they've already put out there. And then the ones that didn't do well want to prove themselves.
Stay updated and across the calls on worldsurfleague.com. We're going to send you out for some highlights of a fun day of competition. Thanks, boys. Obrigado.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, lads.
See you guys.
See you guys soon.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.